what's going on. And we've got Bart from the Alliance Manchester Business School. Very good to have you with us. Also an expert on productivity. The Chancellor wants the economy to grow. That needs the businesses that speak to Sharad to have confidence to take on more staff, increase their hours. How does the Chancellor achieve that?
Well, we're in the Chancellor's constituency here, so hopefully she had some time to do some balancing act in this gym, because frankly, she has a couple of balancing acts today to do. First of all, she's got to balance the books, obviously, that's part of the budget. But the more important thing is that I think she has to balance the issue between some short-term pain. I mean, we'll see some taxes going up, particularly for businesses. We'll have to see news about the capital gains tax, the inheritance tax, the fuel duties and everything else. But the other part of this is, does she have a credible story that the investment agenda is something that people can take on board and they can see that the short-term pain is worth the long-term gain. So it's a difficult task for her today.
There'll be people watching and hearing the Chancellor talking about changing the rules on borrowing so she can borrow more, but only to invest in things like new schools, new hospitals, not to cover day-to-day spending. And they may be thinking, well, why doesn't she use it to cover day-to-day spending and ease some of the pressures on services? What's the reason for not doing that?
Because we have really had years of very slow growth, and particularly slow productivity growth, and that means that many places in our country, maybe 2/3 of our country, now have levels of productivity, levels of living standards that are so low that just small interventions are not going to do the trick to get us on a faster growth path. So the investment focus, the focus on making sure that we have industries and sectors around the country that can continue to grow, is really important. And for that we need to set aside money, but it will now all come down to how we're going to execute and implement that.
Okay, and people may hear the big numbers bandied about, national debt, borrowing and so on, and think, oh, it's so far removed from our lives here in Pudsey and elsewhere in the UK. How does that affect people?
Well, as I said, I mean, we will see people actually having some short-term pain right now. But I think, we see some positive stories as well, increases in minimum wages, potential for more investment. So it now comes down to, are we going to have an industrial strategy? Are we going to have a growth strategy for the economy?
Okay, Bart, thank you very much for explaining all of that. Right.